Hello. Hey, Facebook world. How's everyone doing? It is substantially later than I had planned to be on, but it's kind of how it goes, right? So, hi guys. Hi. Wow, I see everybody joining kind of all at once. Hey, Donna. Hi, Ramsey. Hi, Kalita. Hi, Matt. Thank you guys for joining me. Awesome. Hey, Christina. Hi. All right. I kind of thought that maybe it was a little too late to come on, but perhaps I was wrong. um, I have been really hard at work today, guys. Wine. Thank you, Christina. Yes, that's a good point. Um, I've been really, really hard at work today. So this new CARES Act that got passed, what was it, 24 hours ago? Less than 48 hours ago? I don't know what day it is. Has like 900 pages and it has a lot of information. Hey Maya, hi Jackie Anthony. So it has a lot of information. Jackie, I'm really glad you're here because I'm gonna hope that you're going to stay on long enough to answer some questions. Jackie is my go-to banker, so you guys are going to need this information. So ultimately, I wanted to come on today. I know I've been doing a couple of lives as these, status changes come out, but I wanted to talk about the big one that came out in the last 48 hours, which was the new CARES Act. So, long story short, this is this is in play. It has been signed by all parties. We are now in we're in the thick of it, guys. Okay, this is the time to really act. So, oh, thanks, Jackie. I hope you're laughing for a reason, like a good reason. Share Jackie's info. Jackie, share your information, please. All right. So in order to be proactive, I actually tried to put together a little slide deck for you guys. So if you guys need this, I did put the link up. I can put it up again. Just let me know. I'm happy to go ahead and give you the slide deck. Like I said, this bill is 900 pages long. So we are not going to go through the entire bill. The highlights are probably going to take me an hour. So hold on to your seats, ladies and gentlemen, as we go through. I don't know what this type something is. I'm sorry. I can't get rid of it. I tried for a really long time. Are you guys okay not seeing my face? I can kind of pop in from time to time, okay? Let me know. But for now, there is a lot of information, and that's why I put this together because ultimately, I wasn't going to remember all of this slide deck. So, um, starting off, here's our overview. Here are our effective dates. Okay, it starts actually from the beginning of this month. So it is effective March 1st, 2020. And it goes through the end of the year, December 31st, 2020, which, okay, I don't want to say this like 1,000 times, right? Like a thousand times, but this is completely unprecedented. This has never, ever, 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 ever happened. So I'm going to go through some stuff and you guys are going to look at me and be like, wait a minute, are you sure? And I'm going to be like, yes. So, effective date March 1st, 2020, December 31st, it runs the rest of the year. There are three major ways that this helps. The very first way are direct payments to individuals and families. The second is forgivable loans to small businesses. Yes, I said that correctly. And that's why that's why I underlined it. It is forgivable. And three, they've also expanded unemployment benefits. Now, if you want to be like me and read all 900 pages, you can. And I have gone ahead and supplied you guys um, with the link to actually read the bill if you really want to read it. Okay, so we're just going to go through this one at a time. Direct payments to individuals and families. This is probably the one that you guys have heard about the most. And this is probably the one that you guys are wanting to know about. So how are these payments calculated? Well, these cash payments are based on either your 2018 or your 2019 tax filings. Now remember, they did push back the tax filing requirement date. So if you have not filed your 2019 taxes, they are going to take your 2018 taxes into account. Why does this matter? Well, we're going to get into it in a second. So the people who receive Social Security benefits but don't file a tax return are still eligible too. They don't need to file taxes and their checks will be based on information provided by the Social Security Administration. All right, so what do? All right, ultimately, you guys pretty much do nothing. The checks will be either mailed to you or deposited to you. Remember, this is based on your 2018 or 2019 tax filings. So if you have not filed your taxes, file your taxes, please. If you're confused and you don't know exactly what's going to happen, check your Social Security statement. Google Social Security and the state that you are in, and it will come up. Lastly, you'll want to check your bank accounts. Right now, it looks like it's going to be about 3 weeks or so until these direct deposits hit. So don't panic if it hasn't hit tomorrow. Okay. It will hit. It will just hit later on. Again, I don't know what this type something is. I'm sorry. I can't get rid of it. Do me a favor. As you guys are coming in, please go ahead and share this if you think this is information that people in your network want and need to hear. Um, Hopefully it is shareable. All right, so what do? So you basically do nothing, just kind of sit tight. If anything, go ahead and file your taxes if you can. And don't worry, check your bank statements. It's going to take about 3 weeks to get there. So what do you guys get? What do we get? I really ought to say we, right? What do we get? So the CARE Stimulus Act, the payment amounts are based on your adjusted gross income. Again, 2019, 2018. So if your adjusted gross income is under $75,000 and you have filed as an individual, then you will get the full $1,200 payment. The phase out begins, the phase out ends. So it begins after 75K and goes all the way to 99K, which means if you are making $99,000 and a cent, you will not receive, and you filed as an individual, you will not receive a stimulus payment. If you are a married couple filing jointly and your combined income is under 150,000 for either 2019 or 2018, depending on what you filed, then you will be eligible to receive the full benefit of $2,400. This does also include an additional $500 for each child. So it makes it a little bit more depending on how many children you have, obviously. If you are a couple filing jointly, your phase out starts at 150K and goes up to 198,000. So what does all this mean? Hi guys, I'm back. So what does all this mean? Really, really, really simply, one, just look at the last couple of years of tax returns that you have filed, okay, whether it's 2019 or 2018. If you're filing married jointly and it's under $150,000 of your AIG, then cool, you don't have anything to worry about. Like I said, just sit tight, the money's coming. If it is more than 150,000, if you're a married filing jointly, or if it is more than 75,000 and you're an individual, then the phase outs begin. Why is this important? It's important because of what happened between 2018 and 2020. So if you have seen a significant income difference, whether up or down from 2018 and 2019, and you haven't filed one or the other, this is probably the time to do so. All right. If you guys have questions, comments, and concerns, I am actually able to watch the Facebook feed, so keep them coming if you have any questions. All right, so let's keep going. I know I also know like a whole bunch of other people joined. So sorry. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, Peggy. Hi, Whitney. Hi, April. All right. It's late. I don't want to keep you guys for too much longer. So here is the part that most of you guys want to hear about, and this is small business loans. Small business loans. These are actually available through SBA lenders, and that is why people like Jackie are so important. Jackie, say something for the people. Say something, Jackie. Jackie is a banker. She is a commercial banker with Atlantic Union. And correct me if I'm wrong, Jackie, but I think you guys are SBA lenders, right? Jackie, say something. Help me out. So these small business loans are available through SBA lenders, which is a little bit different than the loans that we talked about last week, which were directly from the SBA. These loans are for continued business operations, and it includes pretty much every single small business as long as it has under 500 employees. The funds can be used and should be used for payroll. There's caveats here. We'll get to that in a second. Interest on mortgage, rent, utilities, and other debts. Now, this is where everything gets incredibly interesting. Hi, Kelly. All of these loans that we're talking about today, the ones that are under this particular act, they can be forgiven for up to 100% of the principal that's financed. Okay, if you guys understand what I just said, type in free money. That's what this really is. So free money. All right. If the funds are used for specific things. All right. So how do you apply? We are not BIT, but we are in a direct partnership with the SBA. Okay, awesome. Great. Thank you, Jackie Anthony. That is the person that you want to go to. Thank you, Ramsey. Free money. All right, so how do you apply? You contact your banker. Okay, if you are a small business, first and foremost, you should have a small business account. If you have a small business account, you should have a small business banker. If you don't, walk into your bank. If you also can't walk into your bank, call Jackie. Call Jackie now. Jackie, please put your contact information so that these lovely, lovely people can contact you. Secondly, you can still apply through the SBA. There's a whole bunch of caveats here. There's a whole bunch of caveats here. The very first being you can't apply online anymore and it's all paper. I have all the paperwork if you guys really and truly need it. But since these loans are being given through the banking system, take advantage of it and walk into your local bank. Or if you can't walk into your local bank, call your local banker. Don't have a local banker, call Jackie. Call Jackie. Okay. So couple of other things. Yes. So the SBA disaster loan does not apply to these loans. Actually, Christina, that is a really, really, really good thing. What that means is that you have options. You can do the disaster relief loans, but keep in mind, those are a completely different animal. And this is a completely new product that they've come out with just 2 days ago, which is a lot more attractive. So you might want to go through this first. But what this also means is that you kind of can't double dip. Okay. You can't have the economic relief loan on this side and then the disaster relief loan on this side. Even though they are two different animals, you don't want to combine and you can't use one to pay off the other. So that's why that's important. And it also doesn't apply to the FFRC, which is the Extended Family something something relief act of something. I'm sorry. I went through that last week. So if you guys don't know what this is and you need more information, please reach out. Let me know in the comments and I will get you that information. Ultimately, this is the expansion of the FMLA Act. And so these loans do not apply to either of these, which is good because that means you have more options. All right. So remember how I said that these loans were for continued operations and that we need to use these funds for specific things like payroll? Yeah. So there's a whole bunch of caveats when it comes to payroll, right? So let's talk about that for just a quick second. What do payroll costs actually mean under this bill? Well, they include a whole bunch of stuff. They include group health care, retirement benefits, paid sick and family leave, and insurance premiums. I know what you must be thinking. You're like, but Cash, you just told me it doesn't apply to the FMLA. Agreed, it doesn't. This is in lieu of or in addition to. It all depends on how you guys structure stuff. Moving on. This also includes employee salaries, commissions, and similar compensations. Guys, this is crazy because it includes cash tips. It's kind of a game changer if you are a restaurateur or I guess any other industry that accepts cash tips for your workers. So this is anywho, moving on. So this is kind of big. The the other unprecedented part is it also includes earnings of a sole proprietor, an independent contractor from self-employment up to $100,000. Remember how I said this stuff was completely unprecedented? This stuff like actually had never happened. This is one of those things. Sole proprietors, independent contractors, self-employed, 1099 vendors have almost always been unincluded in these types of bills. So that's saying something. And lastly, it also includes most state and local payroll taxes, which means this includes pretty much every single piece of salary that you can think of, ultimately. Um, what are some loan details? Well, these loans are huge and they've expanded and loosened types of guidelines, all types of guidelines. All right. So there's no personal guarantee required, no collateral required. The maximum loan maturity is 10 years. The maximum loan interest is only 4%. The banks must provide payment deferment on the loan for at least 6 months, and the business can still get their disaster loan. Remember what I was just saying a couple of minutes ago to Christina? You can still apply for your economic disaster loan as long as the loan is used for other purposes than payroll costs. And lastly, I know you guys can't see it, I'm sorry, but there's also no prepayment penalties, which I mean, this is unprecedented. This is crazy. This is basically the IRS just opening Fort Knox and just being like, come on in, banks. Anyway, don't quote me on that. Jackie, you can correct me later. All right. Now, this is where it all gets ultimately the most interesting because, one thing that I will get back all the time from small business owners is, Cash, I don't want to have another loan. I don't want to go into debt. Like, this is crazy. I know I need money, but you have to have some other options than just borrowing. And for the first time, these loans are 100% forgivable. I know I'm laughing. I'm not laughing because this is a joke. I'm laughing from merriment. Like, this is insane, okay? These loans that you guys are going to be able to take out in order to pay for your employees, to pay for your rent, to pay yourselves. Sorry. To pay yourselves can actually be 100% forgiven. All right, let's figure out why. So they can be forgiven, but the business must provide documentation to the lender. The lender are the banks, it's the SBA, okay, of the payment of the amounts listed above during the loan period in order to be reimbursed. Meaning you got to make sure that you have proof that the funds that you received were actually going to the places that they want you to go, okay? And generally, the loan forgiveness will be reduced if the total salary or wages are reduced in excess of 25% compared to the most recent full. Okay, So I know that was a little jargony, little verbiagey, but ultimately what you want to make sure and what the purpose of this legislation is to make sure that your employees are still being employed. And so ultimately, in order to get these loans forgiven, you need to make sure that your employees are still employed until the end of, I believe it's the end of June, it may be the end of July. So if you're going to go ahead and get the loan, but use the loan in order to pay for your employees. As long as you're paying your employees and as long as you're keeping the lights on, it'll definitely I mean, most likely will be forgiven. Okay. All right. So that is the first two in our overview. Those were the direct payments to the individuals and the forgivable loans to the small businesses. Lastly, and just to continue to complicate things even more, the federal government decides, all right, cool, we're going to go ahead and give you all of this money so you can pay your employees. But what happened to all of the employees that have already been laid off? Well, they've come in and they've expanded unemployment benefits. They've expanded it a lot. So this bill adds $600 per week from the federal government on top of whatever base amount the worker receives from the state. That boosted payment will last up to 4 months. So here in Virginia, I believe the last the last time I checked, it was $378 per week was a top amount. Add $600 to that, you're getting close to $1,000 a week for unemployment. So begs the question, do we get the loan to pay our employees or do we fire them and let them collect unemployment? Well, typically this is a conundrum for small business owners and large business owners only, but typically self-employed people, freelancers, and contractors can't apply for unemployment. This bill creates a new temporary pandemic unemployment assistance program through the end of the year to help people who lose work as a direct result of the public health emergency. Christina, this goes out to you. Okay. Christina, you are exactly who this is talking about. Self-employed people who will be able to apply for unemployment because they have been directly impacted through this health crisis. Yes, yes, yes. I can finally say, yes, you are going to be eligible for unemployment. Unprecedented, has never happened before. All right. The federal government will provide temporary full funding of the first week of regular unemployment for states with no waiting period and extended unemployment benefits for an additional 13 weeks through the end of the year after the state benefit ends. Okay, so it goes all the way to the end of the year. And lastly, certain employer payments of student loans on behalf of employees are excluded from taxable income. Employers may contribute up to $5,250 annually towards student loans, and the payments would be excluded from their employees' income. Christina, can you get a loan and unemployment? Yes, you can. But there are some tricky things when it comes to getting a loan and receiving unemployment. Jackie will be able to walk you through that more than I will on this live. So yeah, make sure you make that call on Monday. All right, so next steps. I know that was a lot of information, guys. I'm sorry. Ultimately, if you guys need this, sorry.
Enjoy auxiliary music.
Ultimately, if you guys need this slide deck, let me know. I'll be happy to go ahead and send it to you. But here are your next steps, okay? If you haven't, file your 2019 taxes or call your CPA. Get them on the phone, ask them what's going on and what the best strategies are. Number two, if you want to apply for a loan, download the loan documents and call your banker. And lastly, In either case, whether you want to file a loan or whether you're getting ready to do your taxes or whether you're trying to figure out how much to um, uh, to ask for the loan or where all the money is going to go, organize your paperwork and your books. So give your bookkeeper a call. This is where we can come in and we can really help you guys make sure that everything is right in line so that you're not having to wait any more time than you need to. If you don't have a bookkeeper, let me know. If you don't have a banker, please call Jackie. Jackie, one more time. Please put your contact information up one more time just in case anybody missed it. And lastly, if you do not have a CPA, please put it in the comments. I have CPAs for you guys ready to help you guys for this. All right. I referenced a ton of other articles and a lot of other people on this live. One of the biggest is a great friend of mine who's super, super resourceful and here and local. Okay. He is Eric Glimpf of Edge Business Planning. If you don't know him, look him up. He is aces. He actually has a amazing blog and I've gotten a lot of information from there. I also have pulled a whole bunch of information from various other sources. So like I said, if you guys need this, please let me know. I am here for you guys. I will try and be here as long as I can. Um, Never mind. Apparently, I have to go right now. Y'all have a great night. I'll talk to you later.